Hi, this is Steve Andersen from the United States Billiard Association. I'm speaking with Frederic Caudron on Skype, and Frederic is in Belgium. It's good talking with you, Frederic.
Yes, nice to talk to you too now.
Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule. You will be coming to New York to compete in the Verhoeven International Open at Carom Cafe next month. I just wanted to take a few minutes out of your time and ask you a few questions for our USBA members and our American audience. Is that okay with you?
Of course, no problem. I'm listening to you.
Okay, good. You've been rated #1 in the world for some time, on and off, and I just wanted to know, how does one determine who the #1 player in the world is, and how do you think you got to be the #1 player in the world?
Yes, for the world ranking, actually, the UMB, Union Mondiale de Billard, the World Federation, is using some tournaments like the World Cup tournaments who are played worldwide. Take the Confederal Championship, which is for me the European Championship, and they take also for the ranking the World Championship. So it's kind of totally 10 tournaments which are counted for the world ranking. In some tournaments, if there is in 1 year, 1 season, only 3-4 tournaments, those tournaments stays longer for the world ranking. So it's actually we always count 10 tournaments, if I'm right. And why I was #1, of course, normally the #1 is the player who is always in every tournament, who play well all the tournaments on all the years. So if you play a regular way all the year, you will have a good place and good ranking on the world ranking.
What is your current average?
Oh, my current average. This is very difficult to check. Actually, for the competition, the team competition, I played in Belgium, in Holland, in France, and in Germany. I'm around the 2 general average. But if you take all the tournaments and also, of course, the bad games, then I should be around 1.850, 1.9, probably something like this. I can't check because I have a friend in Holland who is keeping all my results during all the years, but I should have to check.
Yes. Well, regardless, I mean, that is just incredibly strong. Most of us Carom players, to have an average like that is just unbelievable. Who are the competitors that give you your best game? The one that one or two players that you know that you have to focus every second. Are there a couple names that come to mind? The top ranking players are all very strong at the moment. We have now the base of the players is getting bigger and bigger during the year. So when you know that there are some 5 Korean players who are now in the top 15 of the world. You have 4 or 5 Turkish players which also are very strong. So you have to focus with everybody because the game is very difficult. And actually the difference of average, when you take the average, if you have to take one player of 1.6 against one player who plays 1.4, actually the difference is not very big because the way we use the average doesn't make feel correctly the difference between the players. But if you take a percentage of points you make, which is another way of counting the average, then
you could see the difference is very small. For example, if I make 60% of the points I play, a player who plays just a little lower average will make probably 55%. And if you count like this, the difference is very small. So this is just kind of way of explaining that the difference between 1.9 and 1.6, for example, is not really very big, and it's maybe kind of experience who make a player play better than another one.
Sure.
So it's just to explain that you have to focus with any player, because you know everybody knows everybody, and the game is getting very strong. Everybody can play very well, and depending of how you play the day, you can be beaten by everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's so many good players out there, aren't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Little history, if you would. When did you start playing? When you first picked up your cue stick?
I played when I was 8 years old. It's already a very long time ago, like 1976. And of course, I started like every player. I think going with my dad to try one time, and when I start one time, I never stopped, and I keep playing and practicing and get lessons and getting better. You know how it works. So, and it's kind of virus. When you get it, you cannot get rid of it.
Exactly. It's like an addiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think the strongest part of your game is, if you had to distill it down to, one or two things that is the strongest part of your game?
It's kind of difficult to say. I think I'm strong for I don't play very well in percentage, the very easy position, but I'm very strong in the middle, in the kind of half difficult position. I can make a lot, probably more than many players, and this makes my game better. So my percentage in the points, which are a little bit difficult, not the very difficult, not the very easy, but just in the middle. And actually, it's the type of points you get the most, I think, in the game. So, and that's my best part. And also, I think I'm a very intuitive player, and I can play a little bit fast, so I don't use so much energy for the game, which means that normally I can play more games on one day, 3-4 games at the same level in the same day.
Sure.
Because I can focus very well and spend less energy maybe than another one.
Okay, well that makes good sense. Conversely, what do you think is the area that is your weakest, or you have the hardest problem with?
You mean about myself, or about myself, my game self, my own game? You mean?
Yes, your own game.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know exactly, because if I should know exactly, maybe I should even play better than that. Yeah. But I think in the last maybe 10 years, why I played, I kept my ranking, my higher level ranking, because I don't have so many weak moments anymore.
Yes.
So I can play my very bad games are not. I don't have many bad games anymore.
Great.
So it means that I almost never play a game under one average. Even I feel very bad. I'm sick. Even I'm whatever lack of energy. I get more or less almost. I can keep a high or a rather high level.
Sure.
Which is I think a good advantage, that I don't have very very weak moments anymore.
Absolutely. Well, with you traveling a lot, you go all over. I mean, how do you handle the whole traveling thing with time zones and living out of a suitcase, and how do you deal with that? Are you just used to it, or what's the secret?
Well, I think you never get used to that, because you spend. This is the biggest problem of a billiard player. You need all your energy for the game,
And in the billiards, you spend a lot of energy for traveling. Even the plane, car, or whatever, train, everything, you lose a lot of energy in these kind of things, and this is the biggest problem. And I think everybody has his own way to handle this. And
sure.
I must say, this can be a little bit problem for me because I'm not a good sleeper in general. There are many people who just can't sleep for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes, wherever they sit or stand. And it's my problem. I need a little bit more time to get into the rhythm of another country, but that's why I always try to travel a few days earlier and get time to get used to the difference.
Yes, yes. Well, on that same note, with the traveling and the tournament schedule, do you have an exercise routine that you use to keep yourself in physical shape?
I don't have actually. I'm not really. I have no time or very little time for exercise, physical exercise. But I'm kind of a very active person. So I almost never stay home just sitting in the chair watching TV. I have also a club which holds me, which keeps me busy. And I think the most important is be busy and do something. Sport is, of course, very important, but if you don't have time or the chance to do that, you must move as much as you can. And I think I'm very active all the time, so it keeps me in a good shape.
Sure. Yeah. What do you recommend what could you recommend for the American players to improve their level of play? It seems like Europe has been the dominating force for so long. Any recommendations for us American players?
Yeah, the biggest problem or the big advantage we have in Europe is the distance is very short for traveling. When you are in America and you have to travel from one side to another side, you need a lot of hours, and so it's not easy to meet all the players in the same country, which is an advantage. Let's talk about Belgium. Is a very short country. You can travel by car from two opposite sides in 1 hour or 2 hours time, and you go to France in 4 hours. You go to Germany 3 hours. You go to Holland 2 hours. It's very easy to meet all the good players and play together, compete, and this is the big problem for the big countries.
Yes.
But what I should recommend, of course, that people have to practice a lot and try to meet each other. I know it's not very easy, but to be friends with competitors or your opponents, but you have to try to get better all together by practicing together, by playing tournaments, and when possible, traveling to other countries and meet people and during tournaments. This is the way. When you meet and compete with better players, you will get better also.
Yes. Speaking of practice, do you have kind of a ritual or a kind of a schedule of practice, let's say before a big tournament?
I don't have nothing special about schedule of practice because I think I'm the player in the world who plays the most competition. I play more than 200 official games in a year, so I don't need any special preparation for the tournament because I must be ready all the time for tournaments. So there is no special schedule. Only I try to play every day. Even 1 hour is enough to keep the shape. I don't need more than that because otherwise I will be very tired for the tournaments.
Sure.
But I try to play every day to keep the contact with the table every day. That's the best way for me.
Yes. Well, let's, one of, in my opinion, your strengths is you're good at the other games, what I call the small games. So obviously you're very strong at three cushion.
Do you like to play balkline and one cushion, or is one of the games more your favorite than another?
I must say that at the moment I'm kind of giving up a little bit balkline because this balkline needs a lot of practice to play at a high level. So slowly I'm trying to take a little bit distance and stop a little bit. But I still play some tournaments, but I don't practice almost anymore.
Sure.
And I must say I still like the game, of course, but I like to play my best level, and it's a little bit difficult to play all the games at the high level. And I think at the moment recursion is the most important, so I will try to focus myself for recursion almost exclusively in the future.
Absolutely. Well, you're going to be coming to Carom Cafe in New York next month. You've played at Carom Cafe before. What do you think of the Carom Cafe in New York in general?
Yeah, it's a nice place to play. Also, we are not used to this kind of tournaments because most of the time we play a tournament with single elimination, or we just play 2, 3, 4 games in the tournament. And this is in Carom Cafe we have the chance to play many games, and whatever happens, you don't win, okay, but you are sure that you will play many games, and it's anyway a very good practice. And the atmosphere is very nice in Carom Cafe because of the people, because the tables are very good. The state of the table is nice. They clean the table every time. They clean the bowl, so we have perfect atmosphere and perfect tables to play. And normally, it's a place that you can make a very big and high performance.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing you there next month, and I want to thank you for taking the time to answer my questions, and I just want you to know that please have a safe trip, and wish you the best, and thanks again for the time, and we'll see you at Carom Cafe next month.
Okay, thanks for calling, and I hope to see you there also, and all my American friends there.
Thank